doctor said you weren't supposed to talk. He didn't say I couldn't say.
Many of us grew up watching Nickelodeon TV shows and cartoons, first as children and then as teenagers. Does any of you remember how you were excited about discussing the marking events of each episode of your favorite show with your classmates the following day? What you probably don't remember is the adult jokes and the disturbing scenes in these TV shows. That's because as children, we might have missed them or misinterpreted them with our innocent minds. You can see for yourself that these shows aren't kid-friendly once you pay a little attention to the details of one of the episodes. How ironic is this when most of the actors featuring in Nickelodeon productions were children? Ariana Grande, one of the most popular and liked artists of our times, is a great example of how many child actors fell victim to the dark side of Nickelodeon. Ariana Grande's first appearance in Nickelodeon was at the age of 17 in a sitcom that we all know, Victorious. Victorious, first aired in 2010, is a sitcom about the life of 16-year-old Tori Vega in Hollywood Arts, which is a performing arts high school. Tori, played by Victoria Justice, finds her way into making great friends, among which is Kat Valentine, played by Ariana Grande. Given the fact that the sitcom was a musical TV show, not only did we get the chance to see Ariana's great acting, but also her phenomenal singing talent. However, the Italian-American artist had to pay the expensive price of fame. We probably didn't notice any of these scenes as children, but re-watching the TV shows as adults, we couldn't miss some cringeworthy and creepy scenes on Victorious that Ariana Grande and other child actors had to perform. Take a Hint is one of the most successful and catchy songs that were introduced to us in the show. The song was performed by Victoria Justice and Liz Gillies. I am sure I wasn't the only one who liked the song and re-watched it a million times after the end of the episode. The topic of the song is a great one too. It talks about harassment that many girls have to struggle with regularly. However, some of the lyrics are inappropriate to an extent that it's not supposed to be in a kids' show. But this isn't even the worst part of it. In one of the episodes, Tori is assigned an instrument by her teacher, but she looks unhappy with it because she believes she's a throat player. No, it's not what you think it sounds like. Tori was only meant to say that her throat is her instrument and that she doesn't need to excel at anything else. Even Kat, with her naive nature, gets the double meaning of the expression that Tori used. Also, if you've watched more episodes as an adult, you would notice the use of slang that's known among teenagers to discuss certain inappropriate topics in the subtlest way. Just like when Tori's friend Andre realizes that he has feelings for Jade, who is dating his best friend Beck. It sounds like the most uncomfortable situation that a person has to handle. Andre then tells Tori about it and even makes a failed attempt to kiss her because she has her hair and clothes like Jade. That's when Tori refers to what Andre was feeling at the moment as wonky, which is apparently a slang word for horny. Even if we managed to put a blind eye on the adult jokes that were carefully placed in few episodes, we can't tolerate how our beloved singer was extremely sexualized when she was only a child. In one of the episodes of Victorious, we see Ariana's character Kat in a video that was supposedly posted on theslap.com, a platform that students in Hollywood Arts use to socialize with each other. At first, the video appears to be a very normal one, where Kat tries to pronounce sentences that humankind has never pronounced before. However, a few more seconds in, and you realize how wrong the sentences sound. Not only that, but Kat was also doing some weird things like trying to fit her toe in her mouth. I'm sure that many of us thought that these things are hilarious back then, but now you probably feel uncomfortable and bad for Ariana Grande because she had to film those scenes. That wasn't the only video where Kat was doing things of a questionable nature. In a different video, Kat announces that she's going to try to drink water while she's upside down. And once she does as she says, we realize that it looks like a scene taken straight from a pornographic video. In the same video, she also tries to get the juice out of a piece of potato while making weird sounds, which proves the fact that the videos were made to look like they were softcore pornographic videos. After watching these scenes, you probably started wondering who was responsible for all this, which brings us to one of the creepiest TV producers of all time, Dan Schneider. Dan Schneider first started as an actor in the early years of his career, before he decided to switch to TV production. He produced several Nickelodeon TV shows that you have probably watched as a child, such as iCarly, Henry Danger, The Amanda Show, as well as Victorious. He also participated in the screenwriting of these shows, which is why we are convinced that he might have been the reason these TV shows are filled with adult scenes that aren't supposed to be in a kids' show. That's because he was known for always putting dirty jokes in his teen productions. It is also believed that Schneider is a pedophile. This assumption was based on how he acted around the child actors in the shows he produced, and some of the comments he made about these innocent children, most of which are girls. We can also notice how uncomfortable these children were in his presence. In a video that Schneider was filming about the behind the scenes of Victorious, we see Liz Gillies, the actor who played Jade West, lying on the floor with Ariana Grande. Once they feel the presence of Dan Schneider with his camera, they stand in a sitting position and we notice how Liz pulled Ariana's skirt. Ariana Grande also grabs her hair and puts it forward on both sides of her neck, covering her chest. This looks like the two teen actresses were feeling uncomfortable, or maybe they were asking for help from the rest of the cast. There are also tons of pictures of him hugging teen actresses, which might look like a very normal move since he's the producer of the teen shows they're featuring in, but don't you wonder why we don't see similar pictures of him with the male teen actors? Doesn't this behavior look very shady to you? Schneider was also reported to be a foot fetishist. It's not hard to see how obsessed he is with feet through the massive amount of feet that's shown in his productions, just like Kat Valentine putting her toe in her mouth. In addition to a few other scenes like in iCarly, where the main character Carly was showering in a tub, and then she starts inserting her toe in the tub's tap, which looks like an inappropriate scene for a child star to perform. There are even more episodes that were entirely devoted to feet. This looks like Dan Schneider finding his way to bring his weird fetishes to life on set and getting away with it. Although Ariana Grande was the victim of Schneider's weird behavior, she turns out to be alright now. It comes as a surprise that Grande never spoke of what she witnessed while working with Schneider. She even said that she loved working with him. This might be because Grande might have been scared to talk about her traumatic experience in Nickelodeon, or maybe she had to sign a contract to never speak of it, which makes more sense since Ariana was paid more than her co-star in Sam and Cat, Jeanette McCurdy. Jeanette, another child star that must have been sexualized by Dan Schneider, wasn't as secretive as Ariana Grande about the dark side of working with Nickelodeon as a child. She even made weird videos where she attacked Dan Schneider, telling him to look at what he's done. It's still debatable whether her videos were supposed to be some sort of joke, or maybe a truth that's hidden under a joke. Jeanette McCurdy even admitted that she regretted iCarly, and there are even a few rumors about how she decided to quit acting. Moving a bit further back in time, Dan Schneider produced another teen show under the title of The Amanda Show, featuring Amanda Burns. Did you ever wonder why Amanda Burns turned out to be the way she is right now? She had such a promising future as a child actress. However, years later, she suffered from alcohol and drug abuse and ruined her career that way. I know what you might be thinking right now. Does Schneider have anything to do with that? I think that some things will always remain a mystery. Although the damage is already done, we are more than relieved that Dan Schneider is finally fired from Nickelodeon. And now, we'd love to know what you think of Dan Schneider and whether you knew about the dark truth of these child stars working in Nickelodeon. Please let us know in the comment section.